Yes, it continues. We're having technical difficulties over here, folks. As you can tell by the strange beginning, you guys should have been on right away.
It's all good.
Yeah, it works fine by me.
You know those gremlins? They're vicious little creatures. All right, folks. It is I, Written with Ralph, talking to you straight from our show here, Apple Bites, where we take a bite out of the apple and share it with you. Today we got a bunch of people who have been on the show before. You got Mindy, you got John, and you got Vaughn.
Oh yeah,
that rhymes. Okay. So, folks, we are gonna have some fun, and don't mind the gremlins.
the gremlins.
Oh man, these gremlins are vicious today.
At least they're not on an airplane at 37,000 feet.
That's the worst one.
That's a William Shatner Twilight Zone reference. I don't know if anybody knows that. I'm old.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember that. Yes. Oh my gosh.
All right. So, you know what, John? Why don't you start everybody off? That way I can do whatever I need to do back here in the background. Tell the people who you are. Give them the spiel.
Yeah. I'm Jon Dexter. I'm the creator of the comic series Alpha Dogs, Dinosaur Detective, and Space Cruising. I have a Kickstarter going on right now with 9 days left for my new series, Alpha Dogs, issues 1 through 5. It was recently signed by a publisher, Source Point Press, which is pretty cool. So actually just started shipping. Amazon and all the other ones have just started shipping today. I just got an email today from a person that bought it off Amazon. So it's really exciting. If anybody's in Okemos, Michigan, on February 26th, that's Wednesday, I'll be doing the signing for the release of the book in bookstores at Schuler Books. So that's really cool. My first bookstore signing for release in store. So that's pretty awesome. And go check out the Kickstarter. It's a great series. It's about this dog that has the ability to heal from any wound. He's smart enough to understand human speech. He has a heightened strength. Him and his owner are on the run for mercenaries that are attempting to kidnap him to manipulate his powers. It's a real fun, exciting series. We actually own a dog that was half pit bull. In our town had outlawed pit bulls, so we weren't going to get rid of our dog. So we moved, and that was kind of the inspiration to create this series about this dog that's feared by the public because of his breeding size, but he actually has a huge heart. Got some cool covers here, and hopefully you'll be able to play the trailer because the trailer is really sweet too. That's
I had to turn off the cover before the trailer just because I was looking at the covers when I was doing my usual research, and you went hard on these covers.
Yeah, they're awesome. I have a great team.
I want to do one of those. That's like I have like a list of covers that are like on my to-do list.
Yes.
Once I find the right story for it.
Yes.
Days of Future Past is like a must-have homage.
Absolutely,
cover.
yeah.
I didn't have an homage cover this time for issue 2. But
yeah, so this one fits in because in this issue 5 is kind of the next chapter. So you've got the Buck, the dog, the main character dog, who's got these incredible powers. Then you've got these other dogs that have abilities too, and they've escaped from the antagonist of the series. So the antagonist is after them. This hulking dog named Matta, who you saw the cover for, the villain dog of the series, is after them. So that homage cover fit perfectly with this story. So yeah, Days of Future Past, that cover is like top 10 for sure, probably even top 5 for me.
It's one of my favorite covers, one of my favorite stories.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you can get that in the Kickstarter. And the prices are really low for homage covers, or I should say variant covers. They're only like a couple bucks more than the regular one. And those are all of them. In case somebody missed the cover, those are some of the ones from issues 1, 2, 3, and 4.
So you're able to buy the single issues if you want, or you get the big book.
Correct. Yeah, you can get the singles. The trade paperback has, the only difference is the trade paperback does have a bonus story that's not in the regular issues, because I wanted, of course, the people that bought the singles to buy the graphic novel, so I had to entice them. So there's a bonus story in the graphic novel.
I like when people do that because they kind of forget that you have these fans that have been helping them out the whole time, and you don't want to just give them the same things.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just like you keep track of who's been backing each time, and then you give them a special cover.
I don't know. No, in the graphic novel, there's a bonus story that's not in the floppies.
Oh,
So,
okay. Sorry, my bad. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So
That's a
it's
price reward too. Bonus.
I was able to get about, I don't know, probably 50% of the people that bought all 4 of the singles to buy the graphic novel because I had that. Plus, I did an all new cover as well, you know. And I'm probably going to be doing a second printing of the graphic novel. So I'm going to get a new cover on that. I think I didn't know how many I'd sell, so I didn't print up all that much of the graphic novel, but thankfully, I'm only got about 60 left. So I didn't print up a whole lot for the graphic novel to be sold in stores, but
Nice.
We'll see what happens. So, and then there's a lot of cool tiers. I've got another series
I really
called
like
Dime
your marketing, how you have the little paw print.
Oh yeah, that's all Lucas Urita's. He's awesome. So Stone Tower Studios are the ones that do all the work on the comic, the art, the graphics, everything, and they're amazing. Obviously, as you can see their covers. And Lucas is kind of the project manager. He does all the graphics, so I'm not that talented. I'm just the writer. And so yes, you can get all of them, all 5 issues signed for only $59. You can get the digital of everything I've written, which is Dime Store Detective and Space Cruising, for only $40 with all 5 issues of Alpha Dogs as well in there. So there's a lot of cool tiers, a lot of cool covers. If you like,
that's what I always like about you. You give so many options.
yeah. So Dime Store Detective is a supernatural, like a hard-boiled crime mystery. It's about this detective that in the present that is on the hunt for a serial killer. And then we flash back in the story to when the detective was 8 years old, raised by moonshiners, embroiled in this turf war. And whenever we flash back to when the detective is 8 years old, it's in black and white. So it's in color when it's in the present, when he's after a serial killer. Then it's in black and white when we flash back to 83, when he's 8 years old with this moonshiner family in North Georgia. And at the center of the story, this evil entity that the detective's uncle and father inadvertently release in a cave that's been trapped in the Appalachian Mountains. So it's a really cool origin story, much different, but it's a lot of fun as well. If you like True Detective, Stephen King's it, then you'd enjoy it.
I gotta say, this is a pretty good tier right here. Cartoons.
Yeah, it's awesome. As you can see, these are ones that he's done for the past Kickstarter. So that's what you would get, that high quality. He does he'll do any pet. I mean, everybody's just done dogs because I guess it's Alpha Dogs, but yeah, artists will draw whatever pet, colors it, and like I said, those are examples of ones he's done for past Kickstarter. So it's really awesome. Everybody just loved what he's done.
I also love the tier that it's like get your pet drawn in the comic. That's always a great tier.
Yeah, I sold out like really quick. I wish I could have done like 20, but I didn't want to compromise the story, so I limited it to 3, and it was sold out within like a week and a half. So, and there you can get every cover available that we've done. They're all amazing. Fernando Malik does a lot of them. The artist for Dime Store Detective does a few. Alfonso.
Oh, love your covers.
Yeah, the covers are awesome. The guys that have done the artwork have worked for Marvel, DC. Ezekiel Dominguez has done a lot, most of the coloring. He did that one there. He's just got done doing a Lady Death. Looked freaking awesome.
Oh,
and that's the interior art there, so you can see the quality of the comic is really great. You know, if you're gonna put your money, your reputation is something, I think you need to make as best as you possibly can. And you know, our artists, colorists are second, great. There's some of the other dogs that come in this series. They're helping the main character out. Tomko, Chihuahua, and Shelby, a Cocker Spaniel. They've escaped from the antagonists of the story, and they're hiding out. And so Buck, the main character, has to try to find them before the bad guys do. Yeah, it's got a great trailer. So
I'm about to go up there.
Yeah, and there's me at a Comic Con. My house will stand out.
There's John at the cons.
Yeah, actually, I'll be, if anybody's in Toledo, Ohio, March 8th and 9th, I'll be at Fantastic Con. So that'll be a lot of fun. That's a great con, especially if you're, like love comic books. It's not the celebrities and stuff. It's for comic book fans. So I'll be there March 8th and 9th. And then a month after that, I'll be at Kalamazoo, Michigan for Grand Rapids Comic Con in April. So
is this a busier year for you with the cons?
Do you do Motor City?
I've kind of learned my lesson from going out of state too far. If I got to get a hotel, I pretty much just break even after everything. So I try to stay within striking distance of driving at, 2.5 hours, about as far as I want to go. So I'll be in Elkhart. I'm from Michigan. I'm from Michigan, if anybody else doesn't know. So I'm going to be at Elkhart's Comic Con here this year, which is really great Comic Cons for sure. I've been to that one. And then, the one in Toledo, Ohio, the rest are all in Michigan. We've got a lot of cons. Michigan's a great state for comic fans. Not as good as New York, but it's still pretty good with all the Comic Cons.
New York has so many cons.
Yes.
I need to go to more of them. I've gone to three New Jersey ones so far this year. But.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I bet you New Jersey has a lot of Comic Cons.
Oh,
I just
has a lot of cons.
Just the comic book stores about carrying the graphic novel in New Jersey today. So hopefully, fingers crossed, some of them will carry it.
All right, let's go to the videotape. Hey, wait a minute. That was weird.
Uh-oh.
That was really weird. Oh,
Really? Oh, it's good.
all right. I'm gonna do a replay because I have a feeling that the sound went for a minute.
It played fine here.
Played fine on my end.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna see it again.
Okay.
It was a little choppy on my end, but that might just be me. I don't know.
You're not kidding. That really captures the drama.
Yeah, I figured if the trailer doesn't get them pumped to buy the comic, I'm pretty much out of ideas.
Yeah, dude. After watching that, I'm like, dude, what are you guys waiting for? Go buy the comic.
Yeah. Like I said, it's got really low prices. You can get all 5 digitally for only $20. I mean, that's over 130 pages of comic for $20. And as you can see, it's a really fun comic.
And what I'm getting from you is that this stuff is ready. It's ready to go.
Almost, yeah. So Fernando, the artist, he's about 75% done already because I'm going to launch Dime Store Detective in mid-April. So I want to have the comic shipped to Dime Store Detective by, of course, then, because people don't want to back you if they're still waiting on their comics. So it should be a pretty quick turnaround time. I think we lost Mindy.
Yeah, we did.
I was expecting that because she was having issues before.
Yeah.
So Vaughn, tell the people all the good stuff. Give them the spiel. I'll put up your stuff back there.
So Phenomenova issue 2 is in the process of being finished. In fact, we're at the end of every issue, we have the cover of the next one. So we're in the process of coloring the cover for issue 3. So expect hopefully a fast turnaround time, but obviously the faster we can get more money, the faster we can get the printer numbers and whatever. So my comic, Phenomenova issue 2, is picking up right where the first issue left off, and follows the idealistic son of a war hero who strikes out to become a superhero inspired by his father's legacy. Now, after the events of issue 1, he is being trained by one of those very superheroes that inspired him, and finds that the road ahead is a little tougher than he envisioned, and so he has to go down into the core of who he is and really start training to set himself on the right path. It's a superhero story that's kind of like, I would always say, in an age of deconstruction, is a reconstruction and reconstitution of the superhero genre. I pull from all sorts of stuff, from Claremont, from Stan Lee, from Marv Wolfman and his Teen Titans stuff, Jeff Johns. It is basically my love letter to the superhero genre, and something I hope that is paving the way for a brighter future in comics. And we've got, on Kickstarter, we've got 3 total covers. We've got the crowdfunding exclusive covers, as you can see, and then we've got the main cover. And then, of course, we unlocked the funding goal, which means all backers, all physical backers, will get a trading card of a character named Hotline. And if we hit 10K across all 3 campaigns, which includes Indiegogo and Fund My Comic, then that means that everyone, regardless of what platform you backed on, will get a trading card of a character called the Phoenix Senshi, who you can see right there.
Now you have all platforms going on at the same time, Vaughn?
Kind of. I started with Fund My Comic. I think I'm going to pull back on one of them next time.
You killed it with Fund My Comic for the last one. That was an amazing job.
Yeah, this one too. Well, Fund My Comic goes on for way longer.
Do you recommend doing at the same time? I just assume people do stagger just because it's probably so overwhelming. But
I did stagger this time. I did a month on Fund My Comic, and then almost a month on Fund My Comic. Then I did Indiegogo, and it seems like Indiegogo doesn't have a huge audience anymore.
No, I did Indiegogo once, and I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah, I did I've been on it for like over a month, and I've had like 6 backers. And meanwhile,
it's better than me. I had 5, so I said I'm done. That was back in 2023, I think. But I've heard nothing but good things about Fund My Comic. I need to check out that platform.
Yeah, it's a small platform, but a lot of the people have migrated from Indiegogo to Fund My Comic. So there's not really a ton of reason. Listen, if you want to back on Indiegogo, I'd appreciate it, because whatever platform you back on, if it hits the goal, you get this trading card art with this trading card with this art right here of the character Hotline, who's the tech support character for Phenomenova.
Yeah, that's cool. Now are they kind of like Kickstarter Fund My Comic, where they kind of have a built-in audience already, or do you gotta?
There is a little bit of one, but it's more so you really gotta bring your own. It's nowhere near as big as Kickstarter, but take a smaller percentage. And then so if you scroll down, so you get that if you back physically, you get that trading card. Now, if you also this trading card art with this art unlocks if we hit 10K across all 3 campaigns. Now we're less than $3,000 from that goal, and at the rate we're going, I hope that we can hit it. Like I said, we're printing in about a month, so the faster we get there, the faster I can guarantee it, and the faster I can put those orders in. But we have to make sure that we get there.
This is a beautiful piece,
right? Yeah. That is the Phoenix Senshi. She is one of the greatest warriors who ever fought in the world. She was a ninja who fought during World War III, and now she is currently training the next generation of superheroes. And then everyone will get a sticker with my company logo if we get 15K. And at 20K, it's basically me going, all right, we're rolling into issue 3.
That's always a great thing.
Issue 3 will happen, but how long between 2 and 3 depends on how well 2 does.
That's always the great thing, when you can just keep going. And that's what I tell people all the time. When you're supporting these things, you're not just supporting the book right here. You're supporting all the future books.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's see. Here we go. I set it up. Let's go to the videotape. And boom.
I just want it to be like the Crusader Corps.
like my father. I thought with my new powers I could be. But I failed. I let everyone down. I got people hurt. I just wanted to make the world a better place. And instead I made things worse. But now I have the chance to make things right with the help of one of the Crusader Corps, the Phoenix section. And I will. I have to. Whatever it takes. I will find that spark again.
Love it. You always do a good job with your trailers.
Thank you. Well, I majored in film, so I'm hoping we can at least hit 50 tonight. We're one away, just one away. So yeah, I mean that's basically it. It's I wanted to tell the next great superhero story, and I've been told by some people whose opinions I respect that I'm on that track. And issue 3 is really exciting stuff in order, but 2 I really wanted to do something special. And it's a cheap book, and like I said, you can get it. And if you're not convinced, if you're not sold on Phenomenova, well, you can go to my website, or you can go to globalcomics.com. You can read the first 10 pages of Phenomenova issue 1 for free. And you could also buy the PDF of Phenomenova, or you could even read it on Global Comics. And if that sounds interesting to you, you can then, fund on Kickstarter.
I gotta say, I love the fact that both you and John have this classic feel to your books.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like going back to a simpler time in comics.
Yeah,
where you had this beautiful art and great story.
Yeah. It was important to me that I had a great artist, and then that my writing matched up, and I think that because I would, instead of just complaining about what I didn't like about a lot of current stuff, which don't get me wrong, I still have, I was like, let's channel the stuff that I love into this book. And my masters are on the shelf beside me. Chris Claremont, Frank Miller, Stan Lee, Marv Wolfman. God, so many. I was doing a list earlier today of some of the ones that inspired me. Paul Dini, Jeff Johns, Jeff Loeb, just so many.
What's your top 3 favorite comic books you've ever read?
Ooh, good
So
question.
you have amassed the library. I'm just curious now.
So let me ask you a question. So by comic book, are we talking runs? Are we talking single storylines? Single issues?
Graphic. You could say graphic novels, a storyline. I guess you could say
Okay.
This might take a while. Okay, your top 2.
Well, it's not even that. It's I'm debating what counts. I'd put Dark Phoenix up there for sure. Miller's Daredevil. I'm going to go with The Man Without Fear, the Frank Miller Daredevil run.
Man, I got to read that. I still have not read that because I've never been a Daredevil fan, but Frank Miller's awesome. So,
dude, all right. I did a video on my channel, the definitive Frank Miller Daredevil reading order.
Yeah.
Read that or watch that, and that'll help you. You get 3 omnibuses. You get the main omnibus, the companion, and the Elektra omnibus. That's everything you need for Daredevil.
Yeah.
But there's an order. But anyway, The Man Without Fear. And for number 3, I'm going to go with Batman The Long Halloween, I think.
So it's all superhero-based comics.
Generally, yeah, those tend to be my favorites.
Yeah.
But I like other stuff too.
I definitely, I'm a huge Frank Miller fan. So the fact it's terrible, but I just had never been into Daredevil. But I've heard how great that is. So
I mean, that's the run that made him into what he is.
Yeah.
You know, it's first. So I can't recommend that. You what I love about that run is you get to see Frank Miller become Frank Miller, like, because he goes from like, so he did like did the art for like a story that was like a crossover with Spider-Man, and then he like really liked Daredevil, so they brought him on as the Daredevil artist, and for like about 10 issues he's the artist, and then suddenly then he like co-writes, and then we snap in the first issue he writes his first appearance of Elektra, and you notice like the up, not to discredit Roger McKenzie, but you notice like the uptick in like the writing. He like basically reinvented Daredevil. I mean, it's amazing what he did with that run.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, that Daredevil run is amazing.
Mine's always been Watchmen #1, always Watchmen.
Oh, we're doing single issues.
Why the Last Man has always been my second favorite. Those are my tops.
Watchmen, I have like, I like it, but I have I don't know, I have mixed thoughts on it. Like when I went back and reread it, I think it's still great, but I don't know if I'd say it's overrated. But
well, even Alan says it's overrated because he didn't do it as a regular story. He did it as a spoof on superhero stories.
Yeah, I've read that comic more than any other.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, he was like, "This is what you shouldn't do." And then everybody was like, "We got to do it just like Alan."
Yeah,
yeah, he created a monster.
And he's like, "No, don't do that."
There's a motion comic of Watchmen that I've probably watched like 5 times. It's
definitely. They were great with the Watchmen. They did a great job with the whole thing. You know.
So I just posted in the private chat my definitive Daredevil reading order video.
Cool. I have to check that out.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get through the Invisibles right now, and I don't know if I can make it. Have you ever read the Invisibles?
No.
Anybody?
I'm started Invincible thoI'm catching up because I've been told that
Invisibles by
Grant Morrison.
Grant Morrison. I don't know, man. I'm struggling. I don't know if I can do it. I loved We3. I loved his X-Men run, but it's just not doing it for me.
No, I've had that. There's sometimes stories that you hear are just like the best, and you're just like, yeah, I don't feel it.
Yeah. I just read, what's the one that made a TV show of recently? It's like a group of people similar to Invisibles, but oh my goodness, it was on Netflix, superhero show. I can't remember. Anyway, it was good, but it was nowhere near as good as I thought it was going to be. Anyway,
I think I know what you're talking about. I can't.
It's a team.
Yeah.
There's the guy's got like gorilla art in the comic. I don't know if he does in the TV show. He's like got like gorilla body or something in the comic. Boy, I'm blanking. I'll figure it out. There's a monkey in the comic book that's got the Sherlock Holmes hat. Anyway,
yeah,
I'm gonna look it up.
Is it DC?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, because I know the monkey you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we lost her again.
Oh no!
I was about to go to her too.
Detective Chimp.
Detective Chimp. DC. Yeah. Detective Chimp. Oh, I forgot what the name of the team was.
Yeah, I'll find it here.
I thought you were talking about something else. I didn't know they did a TV show.
Yeah, it was pretty popular for a while there. I'm trying to find it. I don't see it.
There we go, Mindy.
Hello. Okay, I'm on. I joined from my phone now.
It looks so much better.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Like, I feel like I wanted to. It was just like sometimes it would be okay, but then it's like, so sorry if I'm not like participating as much.
It's live, folks. Don't worry about it. Stuff happens. I got like 10 glitches happening right now, and I'm hoping that the computer won't do what I think it's gonna do.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what we need the hotline girl to help us, right?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, hotline. Yeah, she'll do that. She'll handle that.
Fix it all up. All right. So while John is trying to figure that one out, Mindy, why don't you tell the people all the good stuff? Tell them who you are. I'll put up what you're working on right now, but let them know all the stuff you're doing besides
all
that.
right. Excellent. So, just in time, I figured out my tech issues just in time. So, I am Mindy Indy. I am a comic artist, both writer and artist creator. And, I've exhibited in many shows, mainly featuring my comic Airhead about a surfer that sees the future in his dreams. And I am dog sitting right now. I'm in my friend's apartment, so I don't have copies of Airhead this show, but they will be at Comics and Caffeine Fest. So yeah, so like I've exhibited in so many shows that I figured like why not start my own, right? And like there is a lot of shows, like smaller shows. Oh yeah, there's Airhead. Yeah. So smaller shows in the I feel like the Northeast area has a lot of like small shows. And anyway, so yeah, I didn't get into Mocha Fest this year, which is the largest indie comic show, like I feel on the East Coast. But
When is Mocha this year?
it's like April 14th and 15th. I mean, I've exhibited there for like 10 years. So it's
Yeah, I
like,
was gonna say we've seen you there before.
yeah, that's right. So I'm like, well, you know what? Like, I want to, you know, so the backstory of this, yes, Comics and Caffeine Fest. So I made this cute little flyer. The flyer is actually an alien. It's in a coffee cup. It's like a to-go coffee cup, but the hat is the top of the coffee is also a UFO. So yeah,
You
Comics
had
and
fun with
Caffeine.
that.
So yeah, so basically it's at my favorite cafe in Bushwick, and Caffeine Underground. Yeah, that's what it's called. In the past, I've had draw jam events there, which is basically just me and some friends and from some people from the cafe, and also random people on Eventbrite that find it, getting together and drawing, and we would have a musical guest, and it was super fun, but I ran that for like 2 years. It was like a monthly thing, but then yeah, I mean, I think number one, I got busy working on this children's book, and I literally had no time, and I was in the art studio all the time working on this children's book. And then after that ended, I was looking for more work. And so the draw jams kind of fell to the wayside a little bit, but now they're back as a part of the Comics and Caffeine Fest. So basically it's me and 8 other artists and writers. Some are writer artist combos. So yeah, I'd say it's a decent sized cafe for New York standards. I mean, it's not one of those places where it's like, in and out. It has some seating, but we're going to take over the cafe, and we're going to be tabling. There's going to be a DJ. Yeah, DJ micro music. Yeah, everything is on the Instagram. I've been posting a lot. Yeah, I post reels almost every day now. I'm going to do twice a day. Yeah, the hardest part honestly is the advertising, but it's also very fun too. I'm having a good time. Just like getting out there, and of course flyering everywhere. And yeah, at what was it, Cosmic Con last weekend?
Yeah,
I was promoting that show a lot, and we got some people. I met some people at Cosmic Con that are now tabling at my event too. So that's awesome, So word gets around. I want to reach out this week to the nearby schools. So yeah, it's an all ages event, but it's like, like what I'm gonna do is like send a little little disclaimer, like parental discretion advised for like whatever, but I mean, like I'm sure like every creator has some kid friendly thing. It's nothing here is like, oh, it's like X-rated. I mean, that's it's pretty much all ages friendly, I feel. But for kids, sometimes you gotta be careful. It's like, oh, these characters are like smoking or drinking, or it's like, yeah. You gotta be a little more mindful, but it's going to be a great event. I'm super excited for it. I'm promoting it a lot, and please spread the word. It's free. It's a free event. What else about it? So yeah, it's Saturday, March 1st. So that is this Saturday, and it goes from noon to 6 p.m. And yeah, free event at Caffeine Underground is at 447 Central Avenue in Brooklyn, in the Bushwick area. You can get there from either the L or the J
That's what I
line.
thought. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy go. Yeah, because you can catch both trains pretty easily most places.
Yeah, the L runs super fast. It runs like every 2 minutes. It's
Yeah.
like usually, unless it's like it either runs really
Construction.
well or really terribly, like on the weekends. But oh crap, wait, my show's on the weekend, so hopefully it'll be running good. I'll have to check. Yeah.
The L train is always a blast because you never know what's happening with the L train. But you got the J train too, folks. Unless the J train is doing construction at the same time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, they're doing that thing where they're like removing all the lead paint,
Yeah.
from that area, at least around my place now. And it's like, oh geez, like you really have to put your mask back on, for that. Like it'll make you sick. Like I think I inhaled like too much of the fumes. It's like anyway. It is what it is. It's good to get the lead paint out, but hopefully they'll get it done sooner rather.
I think it's a great combination. Who doesn't want to read some comics and drink some coffee?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it'll be a small but cozy event, and yeah, I mean, like it's a chance to get to know creators well and get to talk with them. All of these are indie artists. Ooh, I should talk about the lineup. So we have myself, we have Laserman, we have Ramon Gill, we have Kenichi Bot. Let's see, we have Life on Saturn Comics. Oh geez. Okay, I'm losing count. Studio Gerlich. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We have this guy that does kaiju comics. And also a comic about a unicorn, like a battle unicorn thing. And oh god, I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. I lost count. Oh wait.
Well, it's kind of hard to keep track of all that stuff. Even when we go to the conventions, there's times where I know everybody's going to be there, but trying to keep them in my head so that I can do stuff with them or make sure that I post something up for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that easy.
Yeah, and that's I've learned a lot just from like because I mean I've ran different events before, but definitely promoting your own show is quite different. And even with 8 other people and then myself, like trying to balance of like like what posts are like highlighting this person on this day and then that person on that day. Oh, I will show you some of my these are falling off because this tape is not it's not the best. So I have like a schedule of like my Instagram posting schedule. So like I'm really into like organization and stuff. And so I'm like, I need to make a schedule of, now I'm doing a story every day and also 2 reels focusing on different things. So like we just got Artists and Craftsmen Supply to be a sponsor of the event.
Nice.
And so I'm going to have a special post about that. Yeah, so we're getting free art supplies, woo, for the Draw Jam. And so, yeah, that's great. Oh, yes, there's Kayla Kenichiba. Yeah, so she's showing her work there. And yeah, like this is so great. So like at Cosmic Con, I got some great videos of people like showing their work, and it's great for the reels.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we do it.
Yeah.
Besides showing you guys off.
Yeah. So it's really great. I mean, like the video content, it's doing really good. And yeah, on even if it's like like a slideshow, like this, In this case, this is only 2 images that this guy, the kaiju guy, I think it's, I don't want to say, is it Rob? I don't want to say the wrong name. It's either Rob or Josh. Like
Robert
I
Livingston.
think it's Rob. Like
Robert
especially
Livingston.
yes, Robert Livingston. That's right. Because like some people I haven't met in person before, so like for those, like I get mixed up in my head. Yes. Oh yes, and this is Mark. He's a writer actually. He is also, yes, he's a filmmaker. Yeah. And so, yeah, people from his friends from, I want I want to say Lost in Space, but that's not it. It's Life on Saturn. It's the same acronym,
Right.
LOS. Yes. So yeah, it's positive vibes all around so far, and we've gotten a lot of good feedback, and I think all the exhibitors are really pumped for the show too. They're sharing, some of the posts, that I'm doing, and yeah, so yeah, just trying to at this point, trying to get the word out there. If you guys have any ideas, I know, like, I've done Kickstarters before, and I feel like my Kickstarter experience. So this is when I had kickstarted Airhead #1, and then the second time around is like Airhead 1 and 2. So this is like that's really all marketing and advertising. And so like even making like a schedule like this of like the social media posts that you're going to be doing is very important. And that's something I
Oh,
learned
that's
from
really
Kickstarter.
important. Yeah.
You
Want to keep track of all that stuff, especially because you don't want a dead period, because that's when people forget.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
Yeah.
And you have to find a way to do that without being perpetually online, which I have yet to figure out.
I know I'm going to actually bite the bullet this week and do a Facebook ad, which I've never had luck, but I figure at the very least it'll still keep me in the hemisphere, I suppose, of online. I guess. I've only done 2 other times. It really didn't help, but third time's a charm, I guess.
It's funny. I think it helps, but sometimes it doesn't help at the moment when you need it.
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening is somebody finds it later on and go, ooh.
Like, whoop, you missed it. Well, wait, now isn't Kickstarter, are they doing that thing where it's like it's ongoing funding? Like when it ends, it doesn't really end.
You can do that.
They give you the option, yeah.
Yes,
they give you the option
they rolled out.
Which is which is what I'm going to be doing to an extent, but very limited, because I ran these campaigns this time intentionally, where they'll close out very short. Like if it goes over, then it goes over just like a little bit. Like, so basically get them in, and then if there's like any last seconds, like, yeah, come on in. But all those backer bonuses, make sure to get on soon, because it might be over, but it won't be open indefinitely. And then if you want to get issue 1 or issue 2 later, you can get it from my website, but it'll be after it's been in backers' hands for a little bit.
Exactly. Or get it from you at the con.
Mm-hmm. Or get it from
again, that's the thing. You could have had it ages ago.
Yeah. And you won't have all. So I'll tell people on my table, I'm like, all that cool stuff that you see there, that's $5. Backers got that for free with the book. All these covers that were like $40 now, backers got for $25. Or in this case, the $10 covers, whatever is left over, because I'm going to print less of the variants this time. I was careful last time. Will be, instead of $10, $20, and they'll just be whatever is left over, right? So like, say I have to print, like say I give out 90 or something of a cover, right? And I have like 10 left over. That's what's going to be available, and for $20 each. So that's what I do. I am basically giving the backers everything.
Yeah, it's good to have special perks. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, I don't know what special perks I'll have for my Comics and Caffeine Fest, but it'll be a fun event, I guess. That's all I can say.
Are you going to run any more Kickstarters, Mindy?
Well, yeah. For issue 3, so I'm working on Airhead issue 3 right now, which kind of that's been on hold since I've been promoting the Comics and Caffeine Fest for this month. So after the fest is done, then I will get back to editing the script for issue 3. I need to go back to my writers group and have them look at it. But yeah, I'm having a solo show in my art studio gallery this July.
Nice.
So
and what is that at?
Yeah, so and that's in Red Hook. That's in Brooklyn too, but on like the other side of Brooklyn. But
what dates?
So I need to figure that out. But it's the full month of July. Probably sometime after the 4th of July because like everyone's busy with that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what this so I guess this is like a little preview for that event. But what we're gonna do is it features Airhead 3, which is on Mars, and so I'm doing all of these watercolor backgrounds of Mars and stuff, and like studies. Nice. Yeah. So it's like surfers, and they're in space, and then they land on Mars, and like that's part of it. I mean,
is it a comedy? Yeah. I hope.
Yes, fun stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's going to be. Yeah, like we'll have some of the watercolor paintings there, and then we'll have like sketches of like I need to design the base on Mars. Like I'm like, oh, it's in the script. I type it's like, oh, they walk to the base. I'm like, crap, I need to design the base. Like I have the
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I had that. I was like, oh, I have this idea for a character is this, and just before the stream, and I'm probably gonna write more after. I'm like, here's this, and it's sometimes it's tough finding a way where it's like, am I too specific? Am I not? Because I'm like, this is what I picture in my head, but I'll say, but if you come with something cooler, let me know.
No, wait, Vaughn, do you both write and draw the comics?
No, I just write.
Okay, I see. Yeah. I mean, sometimes for an artist, like, because I've drawn other people's scripts before. I mean, sometimes it's nice to be open-ended. Sometimes, you have more freedom. It just depends on the artist, because sometimes for some artists, they like to have that specific direction, but then it gets kind of like too restricting if it's like too much. It's like you need just enough,
Yeah, I like to be kind of, I mean, I write the script, but I try not to get too specific unless it's something that needs to be done for me to sketch out. But I like it being more of a collaborative effort between the artist and the writer when it comes to paneling.
That makes sense though, because you want that flow. You want that whole because you don't want the disconnect between the story and the art.
Yeah, and it's kind of pigeonhole it if it's just one person's vision as well.
Exactly.
It's like a movie to a certain extent. You're the writer, but I think the artist is, the co-director of the comic book. So that's why I look at it anyway.
It's completely true, because both of you help this vision come to be.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the only time it's different is if you started with one artist and then now you have a second artist, because now the second artist has to figure out how to do it his way.
Yeah. Someone was just told me the other day that Mike Barron sketches every single panel. It's like, well,
yeah, he used to do that.
That's no fun. That's no fun if the writer just takes total control of the comic, but hey, it's his world.
I do make stick figure panels, but that's because sometimes.
Well, this is how good of an artist I am. This is my cover for my next comic.
See, mine is just like that.
Yeah,
it's that's sometimes you want to tell the artist something, and because you just see it in your head.
I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to writing after this, but figuring that out. But yeah.
Well, I tell people all the time, like, one of the problems is that, if you are a writer, if you're a creator, what ends up happening as soon as you go into marketing, you're not doing the writing, you're not doing the creating anymore, because your
It's tough.
marketing is a whole other job, and it takes up your time.
And then sometimes, like even now, like I'll be like refresh, and I'm like, I'm already marketing, just being here. It's okay to not check socials, and it's addicting, man.
It is. It's horrible. I think I check my Kickstarter every 15 minutes.
Yeah, I check it too so often. Yeah,
Dude, I understood it because I would check it for friends. You know, when Matta was doing her Kickstarter, I'd be constantly ongoing. Is it there? Is it there? When I started doing We Suck at Comics, it was like, are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you part of the We Suck at Oh yeah, you're part of the anthology, weren't you?
I am part of We Suck
That's
at
what I
Comics.
thought. Yeah.
And that's a great segue right there. So I'm gonna go.
Yes, so you got
Go ahead. Yeah, promote yourself. Come on.
Congratulations.
Here we go, folks. We Suck at Comics. It is amazing, folks. We are funded. We are
Nice.
2,315, 92 backers. We still got 61 hours to go, folks. So come on. You want a piece of this We Suck at Comics. It is a lot of stories. It is a lot of art. Is some comic books. Mine is a prose piece in this. This is my first piece that has been published, because I hate publishing, as you heard earlier. So if you guys ever wanted a written with Ralph piece, here it is. And if you guys wanted something from Shadow Rabbit, which is not Clay, because he actually did an art piece for my story in this one. So, and on top of that, Shadow actually has a figure in this. There it is.
Yeah, that was the last Kickstarter I just backed was We Suck at Comics. I think it was Matt I talked to.
Look at that. Look how beautiful. This is all Shadow Rabbit doing.
Yeah.
And this is one of the tiers.
Yeah.
You can have the Wayward Raven. And if, since we're talking about it, if you go on that tier and help it fund, it's a big tier, it's $250. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a story to go with that beautiful piece, an exclusive story. The only people getting it are the ones who are funding or hit that tier. So far, we got one person who hit the tier, so they're the ones that are going to get the exclusive story.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Congrats. Those
We
are
are very
cool.
happy. We are funded, and I tell people all the time: once people fund, that's when they go.
See, I would, but then I'm like, I'm so close to my stretch goal. Never.
Yeah, but see, it's a more relaxing thing, After you fund, it's more relaxing because now you're just trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, something's crackling. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's not just me. There's someone is crackling a lot.
Somebody's crackling.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it's Vaughn.
It's you.
I don't think it's me. I hear it too.
I think it's Blu-ray.
Okay, so it's not Vaughn.
I think it's
Where's
Ralph.
that coming
Who doesn't
from?
hear it?
It's only coming from you, Ralph.
I hear.
It sounds like crinkling.
Yeah.
Weird.
Hmm.
Okay, whatever. And the funny thing is, it just started.
Yeah.
Those tech gremlins, I mean,
Dude,
you're a superhero
you
girl.
guys have seen all the stuff that's happened here today. Mindy got thrown off. I got thrown off.
Yeah.
But yes, the show continues. Yes,
Tate says
comic
it.
artists
The
are very
screen
resilient.
is haunted.
Seems that way.
Oh man, and I was on the outside going, woo, working to get back in. I have no idea what happened over here. And my whole Wi-Fi just disappeared on me.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Yeah, and it took me a while to get it to go back on.
Jeez. That's terrible.
Folks, I think somebody's telling us something, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna wrap this up.
At least we got all our stuff in. And
Exactly.
Pictures.
John, why don't you tell the people all the good stuff? I'll put your stuff back up and go for it.
Yeah, so you can go to the Kickstarter and check it out. We've got 9 days left. We're getting close to the end. And like I said, there's a lot of other comics that I do that you can get for really low prices. If you enjoy dogs, if you're a fan of original indie comic books, be sure to check it out. If you're not a fan of Kickstarter, you can get it on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble right now for the graphic novel, which is 1 through 4 for or the Kickstarter that's issues 1 through 5.
John,
We're signed by a publisher, which is really difficult to do. So the fact that I got signed by a publisher, I think, is a testament that it is a really cool original.
That's what I was about to ask you, because I know you got signed up by our friends
Source Point. Yeah,
exactly, a Source Point. And so this book here already is one of the Source Point books.
Not this new issue. The
Okay.
Alpha Dogs 1 through 4 in the graphic novel, latest graphic novels 1 through 4 is published through them. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. All right. That's what I was wondering. I was wondering what they were doing and what you were doing.
Yeah. I'm thinking about down the road when I do a second printing to include this in with the new 1 through 5. I'm considering, because I'm almost out of the first printing of the graphic novel. So we'll see how it plays out.
I know it's easier once you get to a certain point to just do a book, and that way you don't have to try to do all the singles.
Correct. Yeah. Graphic novels are much better, but it's, I mean, I lose a lot of money if I just do graphic novels.
I love the singles, though. You know, I like when people have the option for the singles. I know some people, after a certain amount of issues, they go, "I'm not doing the singles anymore."
Well, the problem with the Kickstarter is there's such a lag. There's such a gap in between issues that I lose. You know, you're in danger of losing people because issue 4 came out a year ago. So that's the only problem with that.
I gotta say, dude, you've been pretty back to back.
Yeah, I've been doing Dinosaur Detective in my space cruise, and I'm a glutton for punishment. I got too many titles going on, but I can't help it.
So, do you consider yourself a publisher? Because you know you put out all your own books.
Yeah, I put out my own books, and then once they become a graphic novel and I can get enough of a collection, then Source Point is publishing them in the graphic novel form. So.
All right.
Nice.
Partnerships, folks. We collab. We raise each other up, folks.
Yeah.
All right. So go for it. I'm going to put Phenomenova up, and Vaughn do his thing.
So talking about like single issues, I mean, that's my goal, is to keep it going. I'd love to do a trade eventually. I was doing printing costs, stressing over that. And it's like, you know what? These first printings are going to be special. Eventually, I'll do a trade. There will be digitals and whatever, but what you're getting here is special. And I wanted to make sure to throw in the trading cards to make it that much more special. But regardless, even if you just back digitally, every little bit helps. Phenomenova issue 2 is going to be what I'm hoping to be the next great superhero story, the next classic in the making, which means I'm pulling from everything that came before. It's got familiar stuff. It's got new stuff, and every new issue we're introducing new elements while furthering the story. I've written the first 8 issues. We have so much planned down the line, but I wanted to make sure that with each issue you get something that is worth your money. And the worst feeling is when you feel like you're just strung along and it's like, well, maybe it'll be good by the end of the storyline. I don't want to do that. I want to give you something solid in this issue, like a beginning, middle, and end, but also that is building to something great. And I think I've accomplished that with this issue. So if you want to see Galvanite's training continue, make sure to back this book, and some other cool stuff will occur too.
And folks, I got to tell you, you want to pick up the stuff now before it kind of disappears, because these little extras he does are just amazing.
Yeah. Also, the trading cards will be on thicker stock this time.
Oh, cool.
So
I like thick stock cards.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed because I guess I didn't double check the cards. They weren't as thick as I wanted them to be last time, so I'm making sure they're thicker this time.
There we go, folks. Go check it out. It's an amazing book. I do say so myself. And like I was saying earlier, it kind of reminds me of the old days of comics, where the good stories and folks, get it. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Don't take my word for it. Take Mike Barron's. So
exactly. And of course, Mindy, go for it.
Okay. Yes. Comics and Caffeine. Sorry. All right. Comics and Caffeine Fest. If you are in the New York City area, this Saturday, March 1st, we'll be there at Caffeine Underground from noon to 6 p.m. It is a free event. It's for everyone, all ages. And we will have 9 exhibitors, including myself. We'll have a draw jam area sponsored by Artists and Craftsmen Supply, where you can just go and draw and stuff and chill. And we'll have a DJ, and it's in a cafe, and so there will be coffee and tea and various things to eat there. It'll be good vibes. Please stop by if you can. Super excited. And if you can't stop by, please make sure and spread the word. Go to the Eventbrite. If you just Google, the link is really long, so I don't remember, but just Google Comics and Caffeine Fest and it should come up. Also, check the Instagram. It's at Comics and, you spell out the and the instead of the ampersand. Comics and Caffeine Fest on Instagram, and we're trying to, get more followers. It's happening organically, over time. But yeah, you can really see a whole lot of a deep dive into the exhibitors and the other things that will be at the show. We go into more detail about their books and stuff and what's going to be there. Please check it out.
And of course, it made it easier for you guys. I put exactly what she's talking about into the comment section, so you don't go, well, I don't want to go looking for the Eventbrite. It's right there. It's in the comment section. Same thing with the Kickstarter. This is the comment section. Go and press the link and go help people out, man. Make life easier, folks. We raise each other up. Come on. And I'm gonna end this before this strange little event that we are doing here gets even weirder.
I don't blame you.
Folks, I hope you liked our haunted podcast, and go check these guys out. And of course, we'll be here on Wednesday to do the written lit. And this weekend, make sure you go check out Mindy, or if you're in New Jersey and doing New Jersey HorrorCon, I think there's another convention as well.
I have a horror book I'm working on too. You can go to my website, rebelawaystudios.com, and submit short horror stories or artwork there if you're interested. So
how short are the stories? Well, what are you looking for?
1,000 to 5,000 words, somewhere in that
1,000 to 5,000 words. Okay. There you have it, folks. It's always good to do one of these books where a lot of people are working together, because it's a lot of fun, and at the same time you got all these people helping you put the book out. All right, folks, I will end this before the ghosts come and get us. I'm going to press the button and this will happen.
All right, thanks, guys.
I told you.